Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby if you're new here, and today I'm going to be showing you the progress I've had since using my grow light. And before we get into the video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, or thumbs down depending on how you feel, and don't forget to subscribe. So I've been giving you updates on Instagram of the progress I've had since I've been using this grow light, and I've had this for exactly 1 month. Which is a really good kind of point to kind of like look back and see how much growth I've had since. But I started sharing these updates on Instagram because I was so surprised, and I was just in shock with how much like growth I was getting from my plants. So I have always used grow light bulbs, so they weren't, and they're not specifically for grow lights, but they've got high luminum, and I've had them like really close to a plant before, and I've seen improvement with that plant. So I was expecting that kind of thing, but just on a bigger basis, because obviously the grow light on my shelf kind of covers more of a parameter. So I was expecting that kind of result, which is great, but it's not amazing. But the results I've honestly had from this grow light are just completely outstanding. Like, I'm completely blown away with it. And I took a comparison. Like, I wasn't particularly trying to compare, but I took a picture of a Hoya on one day, and then I took a picture of the same Hoya 5 days later, and I share it on the screen. But when I saw that comparison, I was like, wow. So ever since then, I've been keeping up to date with you guys on Instagram with how well this is really going. And I think a lot of you have seen how much and how quickly these plants are growing, that you've actually gone out and bought this light, or you've spoken to Growstar. So the grow light's currently off at the moment, because if it's on, it is quite bright. So I've got it off at the moment, but I'm just gonna take you around to show you some plants that have done really, really well. If you can see, I've got like a top shelf here, and then I've got a second and a third. I've got no plants on the bottom shelf and the fourth, just because, so I keep books and stuff, and to be honest, it's actually too close to where my guinea pigs can touch. So there's no plants on the fourth, so it's literally just these three. The top shelf is, the plants do get really warm because it is really bright there. So I have Hoya there, I had some cactus, and I was honestly starting to see some of my like cactus like starting to flower. But I have the Hoya there, and it's like sun stressing them nicely. I have noticed some plants can't handle it there. So your normal plants, like your philodendron heartleaf I had there, wasn't doing too good. There was one Hoya that was getting bleached being there, so I've moved it down. But here I have like my normal plants, and they're doing amazing. And then the third one, I've got some other plants which I wasn't sure that they would be getting or benefiting from the grow light, because obviously if they're below other shelves, obviously it's glass, but if they're below other shelves, it's kind of like it's a bit covered, you know, they're not getting the same kind of light that I would expect they'd be happy with. But even those plants are super, super happy. So I'll start with showing you this Hoya. As you may recognize this, I have had this Hoya for, it's not too far, coming up a year now. So this is how I got it, this 4-leaf cutting. This has been bleached. Can you see it has like kind of lost its color a bit? This was on the top shelf, and I think this was like literally this close away from the light, just because it's quite a tall Hoya. And I put it there because I'm not really super attached to this, and I was kind of experimenting. I feel really bad, but the top, can you see that new growth? Those little leaves, can you see? They came out, I'd say within days they started coming out. It was honestly shocking. So yeah, I've got a really, really pink one there. This now sits on the second shelf, and it's still growing at a really good rate. But this is one that obviously, like I say, has bleach. You can see it's a bit yellow there. So that's the first plant. So the second plant I want to show you, this was on the second shelf. And I have to say, because of how strong this grow light is, it's 1000 watts. It's very warm. It makes my plants very warm. I need to water a hell of a lot. So I actually watered this the other day, and it looks like it needs to water again. There are some that I've lost, and I think that's just from bad watering. So if I water, I've kind of watered this side, and yeah, I've not been very good with that. But all of this new growth, all of this is new. It wasn't trailing that side. You can see it's starting to trail here. This side has like kind of like trailed more as well. It's there's so many like different growth points here where it wasn't showing this before. And yeah, I absolutely love it, because obviously we all love a marble cream pothos. I'm really impressed with how it's just going. It's constantly pushing out new growth. I've got definitely more on the way there, and there's so much potential with this plant now. So I have this, this is one of the most recent leaves. You see how white it is? I have this on the second shelf, kind of like mottled light, so not direct. It's kind of like, depending on what's on the first shelf, it doesn't really get direct light, but yeah, it's growing super big, and you'll probably recognize this from a few videos ago when it wasn't this big at all. So another plant that I have had, this has been on the top shelf. This is a Hoya Memoria. I'll take it out of the pot. Okay, so it's out of the pot now. This is my Hoya Memoria. All of this is new. You can see how it's sun stressed. The leaves, it's so pretty. These are like really thick red leaves. Like, can you see all of this new growth? All of like the bright red leaves are new growth. And again, just a reminder, this is like 1 month, so literally just a month. I'm getting new leaves all up here. You can see the aerial roots, and you can also see the leaves. They're only tiny there, but yeah, obviously they're bigger there. New leaves here, just everywhere on this plant, like new growth points, new leaves. I've actually taken, I've just sold 2 3-leaf cuttings off this as well on eBay. And yeah, 4-leaf cuttings. And so I've actually cut this was much longer. But yeah, it's a really beautiful Hoya, and it's growing so quickly for me, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I'm excited to see this one grow. So this is another Hoya, it's also on the top shelf as well. This is my Hoya Australis. It's actually a little bit wet. It's dripping for me. So can you see all the red leaves there? They are all new growth. They were small before, but they weren't like that big. I'm getting lots of new growth at the end. I've kind of just like wrapped it around each other. So yeah, lots and lots of new growth there. This is really grown. I'll see if I can find before and after pictures of all of these. I really should have taken them before. But this is, most of these plants, most of these plants haven't been quick growers for me. That's why I kind of I wasn't that into Hoya before I got this grow light, because they didn't grow that quickly for me at all. Like, I literally got nothing from them. So this grow light has actually made me fall in love with Hoya, and I have since bought a ton because I can literally grow them really quickly now. So yeah, that's my Hoya Australis, and I love it. It's really beautiful. It's growing super quickly, and I also love the sun-stressed leaves. So this one is a bit of a random one. I bought this Hoya from eBay. It arrived with root rot, and I have had to cut it up. So the leaves don't look healthy because they're not. But can you see that root in there? That white root. I've had this in water under the grow light for, and the water's like nice and warm, which obviously it needs to be for the root system to be like happy. I've had this in there. I got it not last weekend, so I've had it for, I'd say, about 8-9 days here. So yeah, that's super good progress. I've also got one in the gold pot there. It's got the bigger leaf, and it's like the mother plant. That's in sphagnum moss because I wanted to do a bit of an experiment for another video, and I checked on that yesterday, and it is rooting like really quickly as well, so I'm super excited. But yeah, obviously this isn't the prettiest leaf, but I mean, the root system's obviously working its magic, so maybe once that's established we'll get some new nice leaves on here. So the next one is my Silver Dragon. New leaf here. It has literally just pushed out super quickly. This is on the second shelf normally. I've had it at the edge of the top shelf just because I kind of picked it up yesterday to take a photo of it, and then I put it there, so it shouldn't really be there. But yeah, this is growing a brand new leaf. It looks like a nice good size leaf as well. And yeah, it's getting very, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I think it's 2 plants. I think this one's not so happy. So we'll just concentrate on this one. But yeah, I've had that on the second shelf for the entire time. So 4 weeks today, and new growth. And there's definitely like new ones coming as well, new growth points down there. So yes. So the next one is my Alocasia Dragon Scale. This is on the 3rd shelf down, so again it gets even less light, but it's obviously still extremely substantial for it because it loves it. I have had a new leaf. I don't know which one it is. They tend to, this one. So this is a new leaf. I think this unfurled 2 weeks ago, but I saw the growth point that it was giving me, and it came out within like a week. So that growth point only showed me a growth point since I had the grow lights. I've got another growth point here. Can you see there? I have another one. I have another one happening here. And then I have another one. I don't know where it is. There. And I've got another one there. So there's actually 3 growth points on this plant, and it can grow all at once. We all know this is my favorite one. I'm not moving it. I put it there because I put my Syngonium albo here, and I didn't want that. Obviously can't fit on the shelf, and it doesn't need to be so close to the grow light because it's like white. So yeah, I put this on the 3rd shelf down. I don't get to visually see it so often anymore, which is a bit annoying, but it loves it there, so it's gonna live there forever. Yeah. So this next plant is, like I say, it's my Albo Syngonium. It doesn't sit on the shelf, it actually sits on the table near the shelf. But it obviously, the leaves have started to go towards the grow light, so it sees it, it loves it. The most recent leaf is 100% white, which is very annoying, but it's okay. But yeah, that's 100% white. I'm contemplating it, but I think I'll chop it off and try and get the growth to come back a bit green. But yeah, it's just been watered. It looks a bit limp here. It's a plant that I had problems with because it had major thrips. It has grown a lot for me. It's been a fast grower anyway. You can see how close these nodes are because it grows so quickly compared to what it was before I got it. You see the difference? Like, look how close they are together. It does have rust, so that's why I keep it here. But yeah, even a plant that's not directly under or like near the grow light in like a substantial like distance is really happy with it. And yeah, I just didn't think it would have that kind of effect on a plant that far from it. It's quite similar to this plant. You see this Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, constant new growth. It was a fast growth for me anyway. So it was a hard one to compare to. All these Hoyas were not fast growers. This always was, but this is my dark corner, and obviously before the grow light, but it loves it. The grow light's just here and it's still growing so quickly. Okay, last but not least, this Hoya macrophylla pot of gold. I'm gonna take it out of the water so you can see. Right, so this plant is one that came with the other one. It had root rot as well. I just got an unfortunate seller, but you see this root, this isn't all new, by the way. The little bits that are coming off, I don't know how to do this. I never know how to do this. So there's little roots coming off. That has happened. There you go, you can see that. That's happened since I've had it, and again, I think this is about 9 days. And then obviously you've got some like root growth there. The thing I find the most interesting is, and I don't know if you can see it, I'll insert a picture because I took a picture of it for Instagram, but can you see, I'm gonna have to just take a picture from Instagram of this because you're not gonna be able to see that. There's a picture on the screen. These tiny little leaves came up literally within a few days of having it under there. And I'll show you the sun stress the grow light's given me. It's very pretty. I don't know if I like it as much as the normal one. Again, I'll show you on the picture I've just uploaded, or the second one, they'll be on the screen. It will show what it was like when I first received it. So it was all green, and obviously now it's not. Now you've got the sun stress, which is really cool. I really like it. But yeah, I think I prefer it looking its normal way, less sun stressed. So I have moved it down to the second shelf. Still getting substantial light, obviously, but it's not getting that direct, harsh impact. So I was going to show you my varicosum as well. You can see it here. It has had a new leaf and it's got 3 new growth points. I'm going to just leave it there because the trellis kind of like touches the glass and it gets a bit awkward to take it out. So just believe me when I say that one is growing really, really quickly as well. And I have problems with that one as well. It molds really obviously and really quickly, like within a day. So it lived in water for a couple of weeks, and being in water under this grow light almost seemed like the perfect condition for it, but I didn't want it to be reliant on just being hydro. So I put it in soil and it's doing absolutely fine. 1 new leaf and 3 new growth points, potentially 4 new growth points. But this is the last one I'm going to show you. Look how cute my little worm is. His name is Little Willy, and apparently the darker he is, it means the more moist your soil is, although I don't think it works as much. I think it's just more of a decoration thing because I watered this yesterday and he didn't turn dark, but he's still cute. So yeah, this is my pothos neon. Yeah, all of this like growth, this is starting to trail in a couple of places. Can you see 1, 2, and then here? So that is starting to trail. It's definitely darker on this side and like definitely more neon on this side. So I do change it around. But yeah, absolutely love it. I'm so happy with these ones. I just can't wait for them to grow and trail because like I love pothos. You can see new growth point here. This is new. There's another one coming here. Just everywhere. Like there's loads of little growth points and I'm so happy. This one's kind of like a bit stuck, but yeah, there's so many different growth points and it's very pretty. I love it. I can't wait to see how good it grows. But yeah, that is my pothos neon with Little Willy in there. So that is it. I didn't want to go too heavy on showing you everything, even though I kind of showed you everything. I've got this Wyetii here as well, which is, it's had tendrils ever since I've had it, since summer 2020. And now the tendrils are getting leaves on them. So I think I've had about 10 new leaves on there since it being under here, and it's not been under there for the full month. It was only under there for, I'm gonna say I put it under there 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that is another one that's growing really well. I literally can't say anything bad about this grow light other than I'm sure my electricity bill is a lot more than I would like it to be. I'm yet to have an electricity bill. Like I said, I've only had this for a month and we tend to submit our meter readings every quarter. But with being at home like 24/7 now because of like COVID and stuff, it's going to be higher anyway. So yeah, I will, if you want to know, just ask me down below and I'll let you know if you've asked me in enough time to let you know if I do notice a difference in my electricity bill. But I love it. I'm going to turn it on so you can see what it looks like, but it will literally like bleach out. It will seem like it's really, it is really bright. It will seem like it's brighter if I have it on with the camera on. But me and my husband absolutely love it on because it makes the flat feel like daylight. It feels like spring is here and it's amazing. So this is it with it on. You see, it seems like it kind of like, it's not easy to talk to in front of it. So it is amazing. I absolutely love it. I honestly love it so much. I don't think I really need to keep going on about it. This honestly has showed me really good growth. I kind of like don't really have many plants around that I am desperate to see grow. All the ones that I'm really keen to see new growth on are here. Everything else it almost seems like they're dormant from winter. So I've got an enjoy on this shelf is growing super quick, and then I've got an enjoy on the other side of the room and it's not growing. So that is the same plant, but at the same time, same conditions, except now they've been split up. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, or a thumbs down, depending on how you feel. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because it would mean a great deal to me. And I will see you in the next one.